Now I'll tell you how I used to schedule my day. I find that important because you have n number of things to do, and unless and until you schedule it, you'll just be tired just by looking at the amount of things you have, number of tasks you have to do in a day. I am an early person. I wake up early, so that I'm not prescribing anything here. You can wake up at your own time, but make sure that you have that consistent sleep-wake cycle. Just don't do that night out one day and then another day out. That is not going to work here. You have to have the consistency. I'm saying all that because I have seen my friends doing this. And I have also tried one night out, sleeping at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and waking up at odd times. All that does not work. That body, that circadian rhythm, it just gets distorted. So that sound mind resides in a sound body. That becomes very important here. Okay? And the next thing was, I developed this habit of exercising on a daily basis when I was in working itself. When I was working in Infosys. There I had to sit for some like 10, 12, nearly 8 to 10 hours. Hence I found everyone was getting some lifestyle diseases. So in order to keep myself away, I developed this. After coming here also, I did not quit that practice. On every day, I made sure that I'm doing this 30 minutes workout, and it's not that intensive weightlifting I'm doing. It just may be jumping, like skipping and going out and running. So anything which suits you, watching a video and doing what he's saying, some 10 minutes workout videos, you will get anything in the internet these days, right? So even today I had class at 6:30. I have done that and I have come because I just feel that my body stops functioning. Digestive system, all that sleep-wake cycle, everything gets distorted if I don't move my body. It's very essential. See, these things people just neglect. Once they start studying, they forget their body. But just logically think, it's only your body and mind that you require now. And once you start this, you will see the result. You will feel much more energetic and focus. That will improve. Okay. So I would strongly want you to do some form of activity. I'm not saying do for 30 minutes, do for 10 minutes, do for 5 minutes, but move your body. Okay. Then I used to, like maximum I have studied 8 to 9 hours. That too now, like after 2 years, during your regular course, after sitting here for 3 hours, you cannot expect yourself to study 8 hours. Do the extent that is possible from your side, to the extent. Okay, it might be after going from here, you might get only 3 hours or 4 hours. Try to do what is essential within that time. Okay, and then I used this app, Focus Timer Rebound. That's Pomodoro technique related app. So that is like I used to schedule a session for 35 minutes on the phone, and I kept the phone away. So for that 35 minutes, I'm not going to touch phone, not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to sit and study. When that rings, I stop, I go switch it off, and I just walk around, drink water, and come back again and sit and start again. So by the end of the day, that app will calculate the number of hours you have spent, because for me that quantification was very important. They say when something gets measured, it gets managed. So I measured how much time I studied, and I made some chart. Okay, this is like, it looks very funny, don't tease me, but this is what I did. It's like I have this monthly. Okay, I'll just say what September it was. Yeah, for September I have when the month begins, I make this chart, the days, and then I begin the week. Each week from Monday to Sunday, or howsoever you find fine, I just made these 7 days and the tasks that I have to do on that week. It need not be very specific. For my case, I can now say what subject I am going to read. But in your case, it will also depend upon the schedule here. So you need not be that microscopic. You can just write the subjects. taught in the class. And so I used to write, okay, first task, GS writing. Second task, studying subjects. Third task, revising the question papers. Like that, I used to have tasks. And all these tasks, none of them used to extend more than 35 minutes. I made sure that I don't exceed much. Like that may not be applicable for you because you will have to revise the entire subject that's taught in 2.5 hours, so it will take some time. So it preferably break it down into smaller, like use some techniques to retain. It's not possible to concentrate beyond 45 minutes, and our attention span is very low these days. So use some such kind of thing. And whenever I finished a task, I used to put a tick mark. So that putting that tick mark itself gives so much of happiness that, okay, I have completed one activity in the day. And towards the end, I also have this total number of hours that I studied. So it's like 8, it's like 3, 6, 7, 5, all that, it just keeps varying. And some weeks it will be like 10, 9.5, 8.5. So it's like you have an account of the things that you did on that particular day. And when you are low, for example, when I studied only 3 hours one day, I'm just going back and seeing, was I so bad last week also? And you see, no, you had some consistency, you were doing 6+ hours. You find, okay, I can do it, and you feel more energized. And I also used to record the time that I sleep and get up, so that I, for my sake, I know what I had been going through, what I did. So the time wasted also I used to write. Sometime it was like 2 hours, 40 minutes, sometimes I had to go out, do shopping, all that. So this actually, and this is like academic part. And then this non-academic part, it looks very comedy, I would say funny, but this was very important for me. So I was like, I follow this is not that from the first year of my preparation, I was like this. Because I failed it multiple times, I refined my techniques each time. So as a result of all this refining process, I have developed this. In case it helps you, you can take any element that you find useful. So and in the morning, I used to start with just being silent. I mean, I get up in the morning, wash after this washing phase and all that daily activities. So it's like after I do that daily activities, in order to put myself on the track, I just jump 50 times in my room itself, so that my heart rate and all is set to study that day. Need not apply for everyone, but I felt that as I must get up from that sleep cycle, no? So I find it is required for me. Then I just for 2 or 3 minutes I just silently sat and told myself, today I used to speak out, like today is a new day. Close my ears and speak out so that I hear my voice. Today is a new day, I'm going to be consistent and I'm going to do the task. I am fully energetic. Okay, then that is the day's launch. Then it's like, did I do morning exercise? Did I binge watch? All that, there are possibilities that you engage in. Did I talk to someone excessively, like parents or someone, friends, and waste time? All that I record. And night also, after I didn't clear the prelims for the second time, I was quite dejected. So what I did, I started before going to sleep. I developed a sleep routine. That's like I had access to the terrace. I used to go to the terrace and I just used to say to the sky that night sky looks very nice, right? I like night sky, so I used to just tell. I'm just going to, I'm very consistent. I'm going to be very consistent. I will clear the prelims. I'll give my best. Such sentences, very short sentences I just say. And then I just wholeheartedly, I just wish that my ambition comes true. And then I go back and sleep. So when the alarm rings, these thoughts vibrate in your mind and you will not have that tendency to snooze and sleep. So I'm not saying that day one you will be like this, but with time I became like that. I was totally energized. It's like for consecutive mocks I was scoring the highest marks here, and I was very happy. Not that about marks, but I was very happy that I'm performing very energetically. That energy is required here because it's a long-term process, and it's not that sprint that one day you become excessively energetic and another day you just sleep. consistency is required, and these things helped me to be consistent. So that was scheduling. I'll just also want to discuss this. I showed you this daily thing, right? I marked number of tasks and hours. I also developed this concept, understood this concept of accountability partner. Luckily, I had a person. He was my mentor. His name is Uday sir. Now he's not teaching here. So he was my mentor. I asked him, sir, can you be my accountability partner? I will send you the screenshot of this, whatever I did in a week, to you. But that was very honest. There were days when I didn't study, so I wrote 0. So it's like I sent him on Sunday evenings or Monday mornings. Then he used to just tell me, okay, Aswathy, perform better next week. Not some detailed essay kind of reply that you didn't do this, that, nothing. So you need not have him or any other mentor, because these are all busy people. Before him, I had my friend abroad. She is in Canada. I used to send her, see, this is what I did in a week. I take a photo, send it to her. So she is like, okay, you wasted some time, but focus next week. So this is like you're showing to someone, you're asking someone to take a check on you. That is needed when you are not very consistent and scared about whether you are consistent. So that helped me. Anyone it can be, even your well-wisher, a friend, anyone. It need not be mentor always. But he was my friend as well, so I found that partnership with him. You find that team then. It's like you are not working alone. It's like someone else is also there. So you find you are not alone in the process, that dejections, all that gets minimized when you have such systems. Then it's about habits and hobbies. I told you all these techniques, Pomodoro, accountability partner, all of these I started understanding because I developed this hobby after not clearing this prelims, that I should listen to these 10 habits successful people follow. So it just looks very not very helpful for, maybe it does not look very helpful, but for me it was outstanding. It's like overly helpful. What I did, I used to do was, before starting, before my breakfast, after my breakfast, I used to just listen to one video. It will hardly be 10 minutes, and note down what they say. What habits must I inculcate? How can I improve my productivity? So I have finished a diary. It's like I have taken the second diary. It's almost half. It's like 2 years that I have been doing this, 2+ years. So unknowingly I am developing that habits. Getting up in the morning, having a morning ritual, night ritual, exercising was always there, but still making it more effective, making your body more mobile. And after lunch also, somewhere I read that after lunch, if you walk for some time, you will not feel that drowsiness. So I take my newspaper and I just walk and read the newspaper. So such things I got from it. Okay. So that was a hobby, and that even I mentioned in the detailed application form. In the interview, they asked me, what is this listening to productivity tips? Never heard of such hobby. So I told, sir, this is what I do. So they were like, okay, from which all books are they sourcing these? There will be very short videos, but they are sourced from some books. Such as some Eat the Frog, like books also will sound crazy. Eat the Frog, Morning Miracle, something, and all those titles will be, but those proved very effective for me. So you can see what helps for you. Then next is the attitude that I must develop, that you must develop for success, or what helped me. First, as I told you, I kept my body as mobile as possible. Even if I missed a newspaper, I made it a point that I never miss to do some form of physical activity. I am not doing heavy lifting. I'm making it very clear. It's just that I used to make sure that my body is moving. Somehow I am stretching and making me in proper that condition. Body needs some conditioning, right? And that's the movement. So I have some 10-minute video, some workout. So as the lockdown was imposed, I started doing that. Otherwise, I used to go and walk in the park and all. Run. So that it's like I have that heartbeat and all racing. And then this social functions. I am a Keralite. My home is just a few hundred kilometers, but in the 4 years of preparation, I have gone home only 3 times. And after, I think since the corona, I had last visited my home in October 2019. So it's almost 2 years. That is also because of corona, but otherwise also I made it a point not to visit home very often, because that was the situation that I was going through. It need not apply to all of you. I had to keep myself focused and away from the society's eyes. So I had to focus. That's why I chose this way. And even among friends, I did not have many friends in my batch, and so those whom I had, all of them, like 1 or 2, 3, I found some kind of help from them, and I also could help them. So choose friends wisely and choose limited number of people whom you interact with on a daily basis. You don't have time for all this now. At least I didn't have the time and patience to make friendship, go outing. I just didn't have the time. So that's why I kept away. And then this unwanted calls and messages. I know the social media is so difficult. After I cleared, it's like my phone is ringing 24/7. Even now I would have some 15 missed calls from all the planet. So that used to never happen before I cleared. But even then I used to have some calls which I get. I used to keep my phone on do not disturb. Just forget it. I used to tell my parents I'm in library. I was sitting in my room only, but still, in order to convince them, I used to tell I'm in library. I cannot take the phone. Just don't call me during this time. You need not be so harsh, but I was. That situation demanded. I used to keep my phone in silent. All that I used to do. So that do not disturb was little extreme. So then I downgraded it to silent, so that I don't attend the call. Sometimes one call you attend 20 minutes gone, and then you will find another 20 minutes you will have to take to regain your focus back. See, this is the time, golden opportunity, first year of your preparation. Just study. Whatever is possible, study from your end. We will see what happens. Then I think I had mentioned, night sky, going and speaking and all that, speaking to myself. So that also helped me immensely. That also I developed after listening to some productivity improvement tips, that when you speak to yourself in the night before sleeping, that thought runs in your subconscious mind, and your entire brain is focused on that angle. Even to the universe, I have not read many books, but I have read this Alchemist. So it's written, right? If you desire with all your heart, the entire universe will make it possible for you. For me, that is what worked. I just used to even speak, walking also. Aswathy, I am just going to clear it this time. I just take that name and say, or so that I just hear it. You are going to go September 30, your date is over. You are going to vacate from this place once and for all. This time you are going to clear. You are going to be within 100 rank, because that I could say because I wrote my mains well, and I gave my interview also. That was also good. So this time. So I just had that ambition that I get within this rank, I get this service, I go back my home achieving something. So that's why I used to speak, and that too daily. When you do that daily, it just pushes you to the next level. You will have like unbeaten level of consistency. You need consistency here. Then, then I will just say what helped me. What other things helped me. See, I had excellent mentors. I found in every faculty that whoever came and taught here, I wanted to look beyond what they were teaching, what kind of people they are, how they respond to you. I had never seen a civil servant before I came here. Though my father worked in the Air Force, I just saw defense people, but that too not officers or very closely or interaction, nothing of such sort. So here I got that opportunity to see civil servants as well as non-civil servants. They were all so exceptional. So I made it a point to understand and learn from them in whatever ways possible. And I never used to have that doubt that whether I chose the right academy, whether is this teacher good. So Chelian sir, when I chose geography, Chelian sir was like, thank you for having chosen, to the entire batch, thank you for having chosen geography without even knowing what my name is. So however, I thought if I am a good student, I made myself believe that I am a good student, given a teacher, I will definitely be able to perform better. So don't have such doubts now. That will just not help you in this preparation. Believe whatever you are going through. Believe in yourself first. And just don't think that everything will be taught to you from here. You have to do a lot of self-study as well. That curiosity, self-study, all that qualities you should develop. Because this is civil services, not 10th standard, that every question will come from the book. You will have to read and find the answers, check the locations, find quotations, many things you will have to do by yourself. So develop that as an attitude. And finally, I would just say that it was not that I was very consistent and remarkably excellent all the time, because anyways I lost 2 prelims, right? So it was that after shocks you get, you understand what is going wrong in your life, and you see others who succeeded, you go and talk to them. You know what strategies you missed out. Initially, I never used to revise. I did 50 papers of prelims mocks for the 2018 paper, but I hardly revised 1 or 2 times. When I asked my friend, he told I revised 4 times. So there itself I become at disadvantage. You have to revise here. There is no any other go. So I would say align your preparation with the exams that are being conducted in the academy. Write the exams, go back and check the answer key. Don't ignore the answer key. That also some people do. They just write the exams and they think, okay, above 80, 90, that's enough. I'm not going to check the keys. Check the answer key, take the extra points from the key, note it down or highlight it somewhere, revise it. When they do sectional test, do all this. Now when they do full mock test, revise the previous papers that you have solved. So all that becomes sources of revision for you. You will retain it better. And lastly, this, mains, you need not worry, break your head so much now. Now you just do the daily practice, if whatever is possible from your end. After that, the mock exams, then they will give your directions. So that would be more than enough. And finally, I would just like to say, don't have the attitude that it is not going to help. That's why I'm saying, without civil services, I am nothing. That's going to just break your preparation. Maybe it might help for 1% of the people. For majority of them, it fails. So I had thought that if I am not able to clear the prelims, clear the exam this time, or suppose I just used to imagine if I exhaust all my attempts, I am not going to be very harsh on me and treat that I should go and die. That's not the solution, right? Average life expectancy, when you see, we have 70+ years. And just for this exam, you cannot just give up. So I used to be very focused that I must develop the kind of confidence and skill and persistence as well as consistency that regardless of the field that I am put in, I become one among the best people. So if you have that attitude that this is not the end of the life, that itself will solve many of your problems. And this is not that I came here with that attitude. I used to be very stressed. Oh my God, I left my job. So my age is going like one side. The attempts are going on another side. What am I going to do? All that thoughts used to come. Then one fine day or many days we had classes by people who had cleared earlier, toppers. So one of the sirs told, just don't think that you are worthless without this. This is one career, definitely. But this is not the only career. We need everyone. Corona, if we did not have doctors, civil servants will go and treat corona, do you think? So we need everyone. We need everyone in our society. Just that you have chosen now this, be focused, give your all, but don't make it an obsession. Sometimes it backfires. So that's it I would want to say.